Now, if you want me to say that I would be opposed to illegal immigrants ever being on a path to all illegal immigrants being denied a path to legalization once our borders are secured, once our ports are secured, and conditions are met by which we can create a path to legalization for those who have been exemplary in their conduct in this country, that is, who, whatever the time period is, who pay their taxes, who've worked hard, have been exemplary in their conduct, then Alipak and I have to part ways, because I absolutely would support that. And I've been clear on that, William, throughout. And if Alipak, by the way, is immune to reason on this, I don't think you mean that, William, do you?
We have monitored this situation for 5 years, and when George Bush has opened his mouth about legalizing illegal aliens, the flood comes in. When he stopped running his mouth about legalizing the illegal aliens and started with some mediocre enforcement, almost a million illegal aliens left the country. We were down 1 million illegal aliens, according to both sides of this debate, last year. Then Obama comes back in, and he starts talking about legalizing them, and Gutierrez... By
the way, William, if you believe that, if you believe that we have seen a significant outflow of illegal immigrants in this country, then I think you're buying into the propaganda, because I don't believe that for a moment.
The pro-Amnesty Pew Hispanic Center seems to believe so, and the pro-enforcement side, our main researchers, the Center for Immigration Studies, seem to think so. We have reports from the borders of spikes every single time that Bush or them would mention the policy. A lot of us believe that one of the reasons so many illegal aliens are still hanging on in the country right now instead of leaving against the bad economy and the increased enforcement on the state level, with over 30 states having passed some form of immigration enforcement on the local level, is the hope of legalization that's being given to them by politicians. And if that's what you're going to offer, Mr. Dobbs, that is not going to be a substantial change from John McCain and Mitt Romney and them. And so, we would...
I would hope that you would consider this. And by the way, I'm all for people following their dictates of their conscience, their principles, and if that's the case, certainly I respect you and the position that you would take. But at the same time, let me be clear again. I am going to, as a condition preceding to any discussion of a path to legalization, there has to be a secure border, secure ports, and control of immigration in this country. And if there's not any room in Alipak for some understanding that you're not going to get everything you want, nor will I, nor will La Raza or MALDEF certainly, then the problem becomes simply intractable. And I will tell you, there will be no winners at all. And it's time for us to quit shouting, in my judgment, William, past one another. And I would invite you to join me in talking with those to whom we can build bridges and to discuss what is an effective public policy that is in the interest of the nation, in the interest of American citizens, and move forward. And if that is unreasonable, so be it. But I'd love to get your reaction to that idea.
Well, I would gladly join you under this understanding. Alipak will not compromise on a path to citizenship, because we already feel that our citizens, our families, and our nation has been compromised. There's no room left.
Oh, hell, you better believe it. You don't have to feel it. We know it.
All right. And the word compromise is just a hair short of capitulation and surrender. When you think, even if, let's say that we had our dream, and today, tomorrow, the border was secured, and tomorrow they were finding employers for hiring illegal aliens, and tomorrow local police were on the lookout for illegal aliens committing other crimes and deporting them when caught, and that was all functioning wonderfully. Then you turn 5 to 10 million illegal aliens into voters 5 years down the road. What has happened to us? Do you think that the enforcement and the borders would continue? It's a game over. The illegal aliens must leave the United States under current law. That's what the public wants. That's what existing law says. That's what the Constitution indicates should happen. Right. And if I were to go on to Telemundo or to be able to speak to them as you did the other day, I would tell them point blank, when they said, "Oh, Mr. Dobbs, you've made illegal aliens out to be criminals," I would have said, they have committed crimes. It is against the law. That's the second complaint that our people have, besides the path to citizenship comment, was that there were many opportunities when you did not assert, and I believe that you believe it's true, but you did not assert to the Telemundo audience that it's illegal.
The what?
It's a crime. We want people to go on these stations and to not be hateful, not be angry or over the top, but to tell Telemundo and their listeners, hey, you're not welcome in the United States illegally. That's how the public feels. That's how I feel. That's what you get.
Yeah. You do know that I have never once, by the way, you do know that as a matter of public record, I've never called for the deportation of illegal immigrants in this country. Do you know that?
Well, I've heard you say that. I have.
Yeah. And I still don't. And by the way, I'm going to stand up to whomever wants to discuss this issue, whether it's MALDEF, whether it is La Raza, to whomever. Look, they have been after me because I am a voice of reason. I am a centrist voice, and it drives them mad because I deal with the economic, social, legal, and national realities in this country. I am not pursuing an ideological resolution. I am pursuing one that is in the national interest, in the interest of all American citizens. And, William, I hope that you'll join me at the table as we talk about this. As I hope, by the way, MALDEF has, my guess is there is no way in the world they will respond to my open hands looking to move toward a solution here. But if they do, I would love to have them at the table. My doubt is profound that they would ever do so because they are so ideologically driven, so utter committed to duplicity and deceit in their public positions that I doubt that they would dare. I doubt they would have the intellectual courage to sit down at a table with reasonable people and try to reach a sensible solution. I'm delighted that you will consider it. I hope you will be at that table, and I hope that we can all get to that table soon. William, how about it? What do you think?
If you decide to pursue that, you know, I can respect you deciding to do that. Me, I don't think it's worth our time. I think these groups are enemies of the United States, as it's been known. I think that these people are bordering on treason against the people of the United States of America. They support the invasion of this country. They support policies and open borders policies that put our people at risk of crime, disease, and terrorism. And I can tolerate another opinion in this country, sir, but when their opinion is reflected by less than 20% of the U.S. population, yet it is still proceeding as an agenda, yet they are still in danger of passing legislation as they were when we all stood together. I know you remember what it was like, sir, when we looked at the TV screens and you were the only voice that was really hitting hard against those Senate bills, and they were going to pass this, as John Boehner said, piece of you-know-what. Despite massive public outcry, that's who these people are. That's what they're doing. I don't have any desire to negotiate with them. I want to see them, I want to see their organizations relegated to the scrap heap of history like the KKK.
All right. You know what? I'm going to put you down as a possible. Can I do that? William, look, I want you to reflect. I'm going to ask you to do that. I want you to reflect on what we've said here. No one is more passionate, certainly, than I am about the integrity of our borders, our ports. I know you are as well. And I believe that we are all committed as well to the national interest as American citizens. I hope you will consider sitting down, and if you want to tell everybody at the table to go to hell, that would be the right of anyone at that table. But I hope you will consider sitting down, if for no other reason than to tell me to go to hell, and see if we can have some intelligent, rational, effective, humane policy emerge that does not suit MALDEF or La Raza, and perhaps will not suit the absolute purity that you're asserting on the part of ALIPAC. But somewhere in the middle may rest a solution that is reasonable, effective, and humane. I hope you would consider it. Will you do that, William, for me?
Well, I would consider it, but I will remind you that if they turn illegal aliens into voters, the borders of the United States are gone, and gone forever. Peacefully, and political resolutions are gone out the window with them. I would encourage you to really, really look closely. I know that in the past you've written and said and had different things, and that you want to be consistent, but I would ask you to look at what it needs to be said now, what the focus needs to be now at this particular time where you're no longer on CNN with us, where this debate is about to go into that amnesty legislation attempt again, as well as the 2010 election cycle.
You can rest assured, William, that I will be the loudest voice there is against unconditional amnesty and the gaming of the system by both political parties in Washington, D.C. Let's do this. I appreciate you taking time. Glad to have you here on the show. William, let's talk again soon, and I will make that an open invitation as to when you want to. Give me a call anytime. We'll discuss what makes sense going forward, and I appreciate, again, your time here on the Lou Dobbs Show. William Gheen, he is the president.